look like a meeting over there. 2026, we stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Push right over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. 2026. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Quorum is present for the City Council, Successor Agency, Housing Authority, Finance Authority, Parking Authority, and Joint Powers Authority.
Okay, this is going to be a longer than usual meeting. We have some staff reports, and so this is going to take a longer than usual. So, public comment. Any persons wishing to address the Inglewood City Council, Successor Agency, Housing Authority, Finance Authority, Parking Authority, or the HBA on any item on the agendas other than the public hearings may do so at this time.
Mayor, there were public comments from my office, and they've been passed.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead. Right now, you're standing by the mic? I have no idea. They're Latinos, you should know. Okay, could we?
It would be nice if we gave first-timers some kind of direction, so I will go ahead and be the first person to speak today. As I look at the agenda, once again, we go through this whole thing every single year about reassessing for the lighting and all of that originally was put before the people of this community as until we pay for those lights, putting them up. Somehow, over time, we just keep on assessing everybody for those lights. That's really kind of distressing, but that is kind of speaking to the concept that we forgot how to manage our money like we used to in the past. As I look at this agenda also, I see that we're going to be getting theoretically a large sum of money for that event that we had that lasted forever, that y'all threw a party for, that we paid code enforcement for, that we paid police officers for. I'd like to know how much of that money is being offset by what we, as taxpayers, have in our coffers. I would hope that we got enough to cover those expenses, but to actually give us a lot more to play with. Because as we keep on having these events, please pay attention when I'm speaking to you. That's why we come to these events. I know you like to ignore me, but at least pretend you are listening. I would hope that in the future, we think about making permanent cattle guards rather than constantly having to rent them and pay someone to put them up and to take them down. Because I'm going to assume that SoFi will be there another couple of weeks. And they will probably have another event with large crowds. So let's pretend we anticipate that. And as this meeting goes on, I would hope, I don't expect, but I'm going to hope that you learn to show some respect. Because last meeting, he who thought he wanted to be compared to a veteran who'd been at war melted down when a woman pretended to snap her fingers. Really? Seriously? If you can't handle that, should not be in public service.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker.
Buenas tardes, concejales. Mi nombre es Alison Soto. Nuestra ciudad alberga estadios de clase mundial, pero son las familias que viven cerca las que tienen que enfrentar el tráfico, la basura y el desgaste de nuestras calles, los millones de dólares que recibimos mediante la asociación de vallas publicitarias con Wow Median ayudan a compensar esas cargas a financiar la seguridad pública local. La reparación de baches y las mejoras en nuestro público local vecindarios. El Consejo no tiene derecho a eliminar discretamente esta fuente de ingresos a puerta cerrada y sin nuestro consentimiento expreso. Cuando los grandes desarrolladores intentan utilizar su poder para eliminar la competencia, no se les debe permitir hacerlo al poder eliminar el presupuesto municipal. Estos ingresos le pertenecen al pueblo de Inglewood, no a las ganancias de las corporaciones. Si existen entidades privadas poderosas que intentan modificar los acuerdos financieros de nuestra ciudad, deben presentar sus argumentos públicamente. Pongan la iniciativa en la boleta electoral, permitan que la comunidad se exprese y hagan lo correcto. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Jacqueline. Our city is home to world-class stadiums, but it is the families living nearby who have to deal with the traffic, trash, and the wear and tear on our streets. The millions of dollars we receive through the billboard partnership with WOW Media help offset those burdens by funding local public safety, potholes repairs, and improvements in our neighborhoods. The council has no right to quietly eliminate this source of revenue behind closed doors and without our expressive source of revenue, without our express consent. With big developers try to use their powers to eliminate competition, they should not be allowed to do so at the expense of city budget. This revenue belongs to the people of Inglewood, not to the corporate profits. If there are powerful private entities trying to modify our city's financial agreements, they must present their arguments publicly. Put the initiative on the ballot, let the community speak, and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mayor and honorable council members. I'm here to speak to an agenda item. To be very clear, I am here to oppose the so-called billboard blight elimination and neighborhood prevention initiative, despite its title. The measure is not really about the preservation of our neighborhood as its core. This deceptive measure is about taking away the city of Inglewood's authority to regulate advertising on public property and the public right-of-way. For decades, local residents have elected this council to make difficult decisions about land use, infrastructure, economic development, and public safety. State laws require cities to maintain a comprehensive planning process that balances competing interests. This initiative does the complete opposite. The residents of Inglewood are smart, and we certainly are not asleep. We are asking this council to wake up and to take action today against an initiative that would allow powerful interests to rewrite portions of our general plan for their own benefits. I am asking you to wake up, read your council agendas, and to do your job without calling off work is asking too much of any of you. Then we are very happy to elect some other individuals who have common sense enough to be present, to do their jobs, and to continue to make decisions that are in the best interest of our residents. And especially to you, Councilwoman Gray, we need you to focus and to get with the program. Our rates are too high between our extended absence, in between your extended absences and you recusing yourself from votes, when you do happen to show up, I am beginning to wonder if you even know what is going on. We wouldn't need so many studies if you would show up, pay attention, and do your job that you would be elected to. Maybe a recall against you might be in the best interest for us, the Inglewood community. I also wanted to say it in Spanish for the community as well of Inglewood, who is also here present, because we are all together in this. Señor alcalde y honorables miembros del consejo, estoy aquí para hablar sobre un tema de la agenda. Para ser muy clara, estoy aquí para oponerme a la llamada iniciativa para la eliminación del deterioro por vallas publicitarias y la prevención de vecindarios. A pesar de su título, la media no trata realmente sobre la prevención de nuestros vecindarios. En su esencia, esta medida engañosa
Señora,
trata.
you're at time. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Diego. I live in Inglewood City. The city council more important job is to protect our city money. Right now, Inglewood gets millions of dollars from the WOW media billboards. That money we are using for keeping our parks clean, fixing and paving our streets, and finding fun programs community. Now, a powerful developer wants the city to get up that money, give it away just because the big company asks for that. It's not fair to the hard worker families who live here. When big companies try to change the city rules, just make themselves rich. Regular people end up losing out. We need to pay for important city servers, especially since everything getting more expensive. Big sports teams and companies get to enjoy our city. So they shouldn't try to take away the money we use to keep it running. What we want, no secret deals. The city council should not make choices behind closed doors. Let us vote. Put the wall billboard decision on the ballot so the people of Inglewood can vote on it. The people who live here are the ones who matter most. Let the voters decide our city's future.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, please.
Muy buenas tardes, alcalde Alex Padilla y concejales presentes. Mi nombre es Zulma Aparicio, yo soy la voz de la comunidad también y quiero expresar la profunda preocupación porque algunos miembros de este consejo están considerando tomar medidas que reducen drásticamente los ingresos de la ciudad, solo para satisfacer a los propietarios corporativos de los estadios. La Asociación de Vallas Publicitarias con WOW generan fondos vitales que ingresan directamente al presupuesto municipal y apoyan a los servicios esenciales. Y dependen directamente los adultos mayores, los jóvenes y las familias. Cualquier decisión que ponga en riesgo los fondos públicos deben tomarse en las urnas. No es una decisión de consejo a puerta cerrada. Hemos recibido con brazos abiertos el enorme crecimiento de Inglewood, pero también debemos proteger nuestra capacidad para financiar los recursos públicos que mantienen nuestros vecindarios seguros y limpios. Ponga la iniciativa WOW en la boleta electoral. permita que la voz de los residentes se haga escuchar y no permita que este consejo apruebe una medida que quita fondos a nuestra comunidad. Siempre debe ser una prioridad en nuestra ciudad Inglewood. Por favor, hagan lo correcto. Muchas gracias por este tiempo.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I have a problem with the mic. Let's see.
Too tall.
So what? Good afternoon. I am Bishop Johnny J. Young, the pastor of Miracle Temple Church of God Pentecostal right here in Inglewood, 1.1 mile from SoFi Stadium for the past 44 years. I'm the past president of the Inglewood Area Ministers Association. I'm the current Inglewood Area Ministers Elected Officials Chairman. I'm 53 years involvement in the Inglewood Unified School District since 1973 as a teacher, counselor, administrator, parent, elected school board member, and president of the board from 2003 to 2015 with a 12-year term limit. When the world attention turned to our city for the Men's World Cup match at SoFi Stadium, I shared a deep pride felt across my congregation in Inglewood. For decades, we prayed for the day people would see Inglewood not as its struggles, but for its promise. That day has arrived. And we should celebrate the jobs, the confidence, the world-class investment brought to this city. I'm reminded of St. Luke, the 12th chapter, verse 48. The scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. The stadiums are built and the crowds have come. But when the lights dim, I'm left with a quiet question. Who is actually carrying the cost of this glory? This is not an argument against the stadium. It's an argument of fairness. Being a good corporate neighbor means paying a fair share to repair the roads worn down by millions of visitors, to fund emergency services, to support our neighborhood. That's not charity, and it's not punishment. It's simply a responsibility that comes with prospering in our city. I cannot stand by and watch this council strip millions of dollars from our community, just as appeasing billionaires, stadium developers. Our partnership with Wild Media generates concrete revenue that directly funds our parks, it funds our street repairs, provides service to senior citizens in this community, and vital public safety programs.
Okay, we're at time, sir. 10 more seconds. And
To eliminate this
We're gonna have to
funding
go.
without a public vote would absolutely disrespect every taxpayer who lives with the daily traffic.
Okay.
If this stadium owner wants to eliminate competition,
We're-
put the initiative.
we're at time, sir. Thank you, Pastor. All right. Next speaker, please.
I had all this ready, but I don't think 3 minutes is gonna cut it, so I'm gonna go for the short version.
Okay.
And I basically agree with everything the pastor's saying. So I'm gonna say this in Spanish first. Hola, alcalde y miembros del consejo. Me presento hoy en firme oposición a la iniciativa de eliminación del deterioro por vallas publicitarias, porque esto no se trata de eliminar el deterioro urbano, sino de eliminar la competencia para complacer a los desarrolladores multimillonarios de los estadios, y en el proceso le quita millones de dólares a nuestros vecindarios. Los ingresos generados por nuestros acuerdos de vallas publicitarias con Wow Media ayudan a cubrir el desgaste diario causado por millones de visitantes financiando directamente nuestros parques. la reparación de calles y programas vitales de seguridad pública, que este Consejo haga acuerdos a puerta cerrada para regalar estos fondos públicos críticos sin una votación es una falta de respeto para cada contribuyente de Inglewood. Si los dueños de los estadios quieren reescribir los acuerdos financieros de nuestra ciudad, pongan la iniciativa en la boleta electoral y permitan que los residentes residan. Además, me opongo a esta medida porque al menos un miembro de este consejo tiene un conflicto de intereses inaceptable. La concejal Gloria Gray ocupa 2 cargos electos incompatibles, concejala de la ciudad de Inglewood y directora de la Junta del Ministro Municipal de Aguas de West Basin. Los propios asesores legales de West Basin declararon expresamente que ocupar ambos cargos viola la sección 1099 del Código de Gobierno de California. En la Junta de Agua ella vota para fijar las tarifas mayoristas que paga nuestra ciudad en este consejo, vota sobre las tarifas minoristas que los residentes están obligados a pagar. Está actuando como vendedora y compradora de la misma transacción financiera. Esta lealtad dividida perjudica a los contribuyentes locales e intenta ocupar 2 cargos de alta exigencia que le deja a nuestra ciudad una representación de medio tiempo durante un periodo de costos crecientes. Muchas gracias. In English now. Hello, Mayor and members of the Council. I rise today in strong opposition to this so-called billboard blight elimination initiative because this isn't about eliminating blight. It's about eliminating competition to please billionaire stadium developers, and in the process, it strips millions of dollars away from our neighborhoods. The revenue generated from our billboard agreements with WOW Media helps cover the daily wear and tear caused by millions of visitors, directly funding our parks, street repairs, and vital public safety programs. For this council to make backroom deals that give away these critical funds without a vote is an insult to every taxpayer in Inglewood. If stadium owners want to rewrite our city financial agreements, put the initiative in the ballot and let the residents decide. Furthermore, I oppose this measure because at least one member of this council has an unacceptable conflict of interest. Councilwoman Gloria Gray holds 2 incompatible elected positions: Inglewood City Council member, as well council member and board director of the West Basin Municipal Water District. And I guess that's my time.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Butts, and council members. I am here to speak on an agenda item that is important to not only me, but my family. This billboard blight initiative is not what it seems. This is about whether the residents of Inglewood are smart enough to know a bad deal when we see one. This is really about whether public policy in Inglewood will continue to be determined by elected officials who are accountable to the residents of Inglewood, or by private corporations with huge financial resources. If this billboard blight measure succeeds, you will have failed my generation. I stand here very proud to represent the city of Inglewood. However, we are one bad decision away from going back to the gang and crime that once gave us a bad rap. I am proud to take my little cousin to our park and not have to worry about being harassed by gangs. I don't have to worry about if the restrooms are clean or if there are weird people hanging around the park bathrooms. If you don't vote wisely, we will be the new example of what happens when a wealthy corporation that disagrees with city policy could simply spend millions of dollars to bypass the normal planning process and carve out exemptions into our very own municipal code. Our general plan belongs to the people of Inglewood, not special interests. I urge the council to reject this attempt to strip the city of its authority and protect the democratic process. With all due respect, if we the residents can smell a bad deal, then certainly your eyes and nose should work too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
Good afternoon, Mayor Budd, City Council members. My name is June Ross, and I am speaking about the CC3. This topic is about a vote that will decide how ads are shown on our city streets and public property. Deciding how our town's property is used and how the city makes money affects every neighborhood in Inglewood. Whether the city council decides today to put it on the November ballot for the votes to decide, a decision on this decision November ballot proposed initiative requires total honesty, local responsibility, and leaders who truly care about our community. Unfortunately, our community cannot trust proposed initiative money and land decisions when council members have clear conflict of interest, specifically Councilwoman Gloria Gray holds two public jobs at the same time. She is on the City Council, Inglewood City Council, and also on the board of the West Basin Municipal Water District. A formal complaint was given to the district attorney because state law says that you cannot hold two conflicting jobs like this. In plain terms, on the water board, she votes on the water prices our city pays, and on the city council, she turns around and votes on the water prices our families pay. She is sitting on both sides of the table, acting as both the seller and the buyer with public money. When leaders split their loyalty between two different government groups, the people paying taxes loses out. While Inglewood families deal with rising bills and complicated city rules, Councilwoman Gray has given us part-time work, missing long stretches of time and stepping out during important votes, getting two paychecks paid by taxpayers while our area goes without a full-time leader is wrong. Inglewood needs leaders who give 100% of their time to protect our cities. I ask this council to let voters decide on item CC3 in November, and I ask Councilwoman Gray to do the right thing, fixing this illegal problem, stepping down from her second job, and putting Inglewood first. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good evening, Mayor, Council members, and each individual here today. My name is Leslie Guite, a proud advocate of the city for the people of Inglewood. I like Inglewood. Correction, I love Inglewood. But I am forced to wonder, will I be able to re-enter this place that I love after college once the corporate interests have displayed the will of the people? I just want to start off by saying that my family and everyone you see here are directly affected by the decisions you make. Even when you are slow to make a decision or choose not to make decisions, we are still affected. I stand here expressing disappointment and frustration at what appears to be corporate influence in the decision-making process. This billboard blight initiative raises one very important question. Who is looking out for our future and how it is shaped here in Inglewood? Should it be the residents and their elected representatives, or should it be private corporations with the resources to fund ballot campaigns? This billboard blight proposal was not created by neighborhood groups or community organizations. It was sponsored by powerful billionaire interests with a direct financial stake in the city advertising market. The title suggests that it is about beautification and neighborhood preservation. But the reality of this situation would be to remove the city from the advertising business while leaving private advertising systems untouched. This is not a ban on advertising. It is a transfer of economic power and an attempt to keep us begging for public safety resources, for safe parks and clean restrooms. Basically, if this goes forward, we can expect to have Inglewood back on the news day after day for all the wrong reasons. This initiative does not have a level of playing field. It puts us back out of the game due to a loss of revenue, reduced services, legal rights, and reduced local control. We deserve safe neighborhoods, paved streets, trimmed trees, and safe parks too. Councilwoman Gray, I am so disappointed in you. There are young women who are looking up to you as someone whose legacy in public policy should clearly demonstrate your priorities and support for our community. You say you are about transparency. Where is it? You have been missing in action while our families are forced to make new cuts to the budgets at home to afford the water bill hikes that you knew were coming our way. Yet you did nothing. You are doing nothing in two separate seats, mayor and council. I am urging you all to make the right decision and show this community that you are more than representatives. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker, please.
Hello, Mayor and council members. My name is Sebastiana Guiti, and I'm here because I am very concerned about a situation in Inglewood, which is fairness for the family of Inglewood. Right now, our city is very famous for entertainment destination. We have massive, beautiful stadium, and we host a huge concerts and big games. But let's be honest about all this. Who are the ones who are paying the consequences? It's the people from Inglewood. It's us, the people from Inglewood. Because we deal with all we deal with all these big sorry. We deal with all these big disruptions. Our city made a billboard agreement with Wow Media. This partnership bring in millions of dollars to Inglewood. That money is used to keep the city running, to keep our parks clean, to keep our fire department, to keep our police, to also keep our schools, our teenagers, to keep them safe, and also especially for us to be safe at every event that we have. Every single dollar lost from this billboard agreement is a dollar you taking away from the neighborhood. But now, multi-million dollar organization are the ones who will be keeping this who will be keeping the who will be keeping the profits. So I'm sorry, but I am asking you on behalf of not only myself and my family who are here today, but for the city of Inglewood to put this initiative on the ballot, because we're very interested to make sure that it's fair for us. If it's not about us making a decision if we should have progress in our community or we should suffer. We should be able to have both. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker, please.
Hola, señor alcalde y miembros del consejo. Esto no se trata de eliminar el de territorio urbano, se trata de la eliminación de la competencia. Y en el proceso se eliminarán todas las cosas que mejoran nuestra calidad de vida aquí. Estoy aquí como madre y mi prioridad número 1 es asegurarme de que esta ciudad sea segura para mis hijos. Nosotros vivimos con el tráfico de los días de eventos en el estacionamiento saturado y el ruido constante de los estadios. Lo menos que merecemos es conservar los ingresos de las vallas publicitarias de Wow Media que ayudan a reparar nuestros vecindarios. Ese dinero va directamente a nuestros departamentos de policía, bomberos y obras públicas, para que nuestras calles sigan siendo seguras y limpias. Cuando millones de visitantes inundan nuestra ciudad, si ustedes quitan este financiamiento solo para complacer a los dueños de los estadios, están quitando los programas de seguridad que protegen a nuestros niños. Somos una comunidad y necesitamos que ustedes, el Consejo, nos demuestren que nos apoyan. No somos el patio de recreo de los multimillonarios. Gracias.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker.
Buenas tardes, Consejo Municipal de Inglewood. No podemos permitir que el Consejo Municipal haga acuerdos a puerta cerrada que le quiten millones de dólares a nuestros vecindarios solo para complacer a los grandes desarrolladores de los estadios. Si existe una propuesta que amenaza los ingresos publicitarios que financian nuestros parques, la pavimentación de calles y programas comunitarios, los residentes de Inglewood deben de tener la última palabra. La asociación WOW Media ha generado beneficios financieros concretos y directos para nuestra ciudad, ayudando a cubrir el desgaste diario para nuestra ciudad. Ayudando a cubrir el desgaste diario causado por los millones de visitantes que llegan a nuestro distrito de entretenimiento. Que el Consejo quisiera considerar eliminar esta fuente vital de ingresos sin una votación pública es una falta de respeto para cada contribuyente de Inglewood. Gracias.
Gracias, señora. Next speaker.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Melanie Joya. Hoy me levanto en oposición a esta iniciativa sobre el deterioro de vallas publicitarias. ¿Por qué? Porque creo que al menos un miembro del Consejo tiene un conflicto de interés. Ocupar dos cargos electos que interactúan financieramente entre sí es un ejemplo clásico de un conflicto de interés. La concejal Gloria Gray representa tanto al proveedor mayorista de agua como a los consumidores minoristas, lo que hace imposible que como puedan luchar plenamente por las tarifas de agua más bajas para las familias de Inglewood. La sección 1099 del Código del Gobierno de California existe precisamente para impedir este tipo de acumulación de cargos y representación pública dividida. Cuando el equipo legal de West Basin advirtió sobre el problema de este arreglo, eso debió de servir como una señal clara de que tenía que renunciar uno de los dos puestos. En lugar de hacerlo, decidió ignorar sus propios abogados, colocando su ambición política personal y la compensación de dos cargos por encima de los intereses de los contribuyentes locales. Merecemos una representante que esté completamente libre de estos conflictos estructurales y totalmente enfocada en proteger la economía de nuestra comunidad. I rise in a position of this Billboard Blight initiative because I believe that at least one of the council members is conflict. Holding two elected positions that financially interact with each other is a classic example of conflict of interest. Council member Gloria Gray represents both wholesale water provide and the retail consumers, making it impossible for her to fully fight for the lowest water rates for Inglewood's family. Section 1099 of the California Government Code exists precisely to prevent this type of dual office holding and divide public representation. When West By's legal team warned about the problem with this argument, it should have served her as a clear sign that she needs to resign from of the two positions. Instead of doing so, she chose to ignore her own attorneys, placing her personal political ambition and the competition from two offices above the interest to local taxpayers. We deserve a representative who is completely free from these structural conflicts and fully focused on protecting our community economic. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Natalia Prieto, soy residente de la ciudad de Inglewood. Estoy profundamente preocupada que algunos miembros de este consejo estén considerando tomar medidas que reducirían drásticamente los ingresos de la ciudad solo para satisfacer los propietarios corporativos de los estadios. La Asociación de Vallas Publicitarias WOW genera fondos vitales que ingresan directamente al presupuesto municipal de nuestra ciudad. Apoyan los servicios esenciales de los que dependen diariamente a nuestros adultos mayores, nuestros jóvenes y nuestras familias. Cualquier decisión que ponga en riesgo millones de dólares en fondos públicos debe tomarse en las urnas, no en una sección de consejo a puerta cerrada. Hemos recibido con los brazos abiertos el enorme crecimiento de Inglewood, pero también debemos proteger nuestra capacidad para financiar los recursos públicos que mantienen nuestros vecindarios seguros y limpios. Pongan a la iniciativa de voto en la boleta electoral. Permitan que nosotros los residentes nos hagamos escuchar y no permitan que este consejo apruebe una medida que le quite fondos a nuestra ciudad. La estabilidad financiera de nuestra comunidad siempre debe ser una prioridad. Gracias.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker.
Hello, Mayor and council members. The big stadiums have their own giant TVs and big giant shiny TVs, but they won't stop us. My bad. They want to stop our cities from having our signs to make money. It's not fair for. It's not fair at all. The money should make to come to the city and make the money to our city to make the WOW signs help pay for important things that we need to fix our streets, keep our parks clean, keep them safe. If the city leaders stop these signs, they are not helping they're only helping the rich, not us. And the leaders should do the right thing and let the people who live here in Inglewood decide for what's best for our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any more speakers? Okay, with that, we'll close public comment.
No, Mayor, excuse me, can we
Oh,
go?
excuse me. We have two people online. Please, Madam Clerk and our assistants in the back.
Yes, sir. Thomas.
Thomas, we're ready to go. Later that same day. Okay. We have Brown. Trying to get the. It's our first time, so give us some leeway.
All right, first caller, P.A. Brown. You are now unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, please. All right, moving on. We will go to Pastor Eddie Jones. Please unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Loud and clear.
We hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Okay. We cannot allow the city council to make backroom deals that strip millions of dollars from our neighborhoods just to appease massive stadium developers. If there is a proposal on the table that threatens the billboard revenue, funding, or parks, street, paving, and community programs, the residents of Inglewood must have the final say. The WOW Media partnership has brought tangible, direct financial benefits to our city, helping to pay for the everyday wear and tear caused by the millions of visitors who flock to our entertainment district. For the council to even consider voting away this vital revenue stream without a public vote is a slap in the face to every taxpaying resident. But put the WOW initiative on the ballot and let the voters decide. Do not let this council vote on something that takes away funding from our city. This would be addressing CC4, which strips away advertising. Now, we know that there are some rich guys who want to do some rich things and make some rich money, but they are everyday people because we are everyday people. People who go to work, who work 8 hours a day, pay rent, light, gas, telephone, car insurance, and everything else. We want to make sure that the people of Inglewood, all of the people of Inglewood, are treated fairly with justice and equality and decency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
It was only two, Mayor.
Okay. With
Mayor,
that-
we can we go back to PA Brown, please?
Of course we can.
Hold on one second. Mr. PA Brown, you are now open. Please ask your question.
Okay, thank you. This is a statement on item CC3. I just want to start by saying, I live here in Councilwoman Gloria Gray's district. And I just want everyone to know that I've watched this city claw its way up from very hard times. I know what real progress looks like because I've lived through the years. We didn't have much of anything here in Inglewood. So when something comes along that actually helps us without taking money out of our pockets, I pay very close attention. And this document, you have to be out of your mind not to support it. It does not cost us residents of Inglewood a thing. It doesn't hit our businesses. It doesn't raise taxes. The folks who pay for it are the ones coming in for the big events. They enjoy the city, they keep it running. That's as fair gets, right? So this isn't one of those fancy ideas that sounds good but falls apart later on. This one actually strengthens our city. It helps us keep things clean, keeps things safe, keep things moving in the right directions. It gives Inglewood a chance to shine a little bit brighter, and I don't know why anyone would turn their nose up at that. And I'm just going to finish by saying this. This is directly to my councilwoman, Gloria Gray. Are you going to recuse yourself today, given the fact that you've taken money directly from the stadiums? And are you going to recuse yourself, given the fact that there's pending FPPC complaints against you? Because I think that would be the integral thing to do. On a person who ran on transparency, let's see you put your actions behind those words. Thank you.
Thank you. That's our last speaker. It's my understanding we have some speakers in Community Room A. No, I understand that. I'm checking Community Room A. Okay, no, okay, I guess we have no further speakers. So now, we will go to, to item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Warrant register?
We'll receive and file. Madam Clerk, what's the next scheduled matter?
Yes, Mayor. The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to consider adoption of a resolution making findings and overruling protests and objections and ordering delinquent sewer fees and refuse charges to be placed on the tax rolls for the fiscal year 2025 through 26.
Has the notice of this hearing been given in the time, form, and manner as required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Yes, Mayor. Notice has been given and an affidavit is on file.
Have any communications been received on the matter?
Yes, Mayor. Communications have been received and passed out to everyone on the dais.
Mr. City Manager, is there a staff report?
There is, Mr. Mayor. Maria Haney, the Assistant Finance Director, will be giving the report.
Ms. Haney, welcome.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. I'm here to present a public hearing to place outstanding delinquent refuse and sewer charges on the property tax bill for collection. The majority of Inglewood residents and businesses receive water, refuse, and sewer services from the city, but approximately 1/4 of the city receives refuse and sewer services only, and water is provided by an outside agency. For this section, there is no mechanism to enforce collections of refuse and sewer fees. The County of Los Angeles mandates that refuse and sewer be provided to all residents and business for health and safety reasons. Since the collection of refuse and providing sewer service is mandatory, the County of Los Angeles allows the city to hold the property owner liable and place these fees directly on the property tax bill after they have been properly noticed and a public hearing has been placed. As of May 31st, 2026, there were 403 delinquent refuse and sewer accounts with charges in excess of 250 and past more than 90 days. The total outstanding amount of these accounts represent $290,000 of uncollected revenue. Each year, the city reviews delinquent refuse and sewer accounts and submits them to the county of LA for placement on the property tax for collection. Full collections of these outstanding charges prevent utility customers who are in good standing and from having to subsidize the service delivery costs of others. The proposed 2026 year lien list consists of residential single-family, multi-unit apartment buildings, and commercial properties. The Customer Service Division of the Finance Department has provided copies to the tenants delinquent utility bill notices to be affected property owners, as well as the hearing notices in English and Spanish. As in the past, the Finance Department will work directly with property owners to resolve issues concerning their delinquent accounts through the hearing date, and will work with customers to resolve their delinquent balances even after the lien list has been sent. As of today, the Finance Department has worked with 12 property owners to have them removed from the lien list, and we look forward to working with any additional property owner that would like to resolve this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? With that, I'm calling for a motion for 1 and 2.
I move 1 and 2.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales. Mayor Buds.
Aye. Madam Clerk, what's the next scheduled matter?
Yes, Mayor. The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to consider adoption of the draft 2026 through 2027 Annual Action Plan.
Has the notice of this hearing been given in the time, form, and manner as required by law, and do you have the affidavit on file?
Yes, Mayor. Notice has been given and the affidavit is on file.
Have any communications been received on the matter?
No communications have been received, Mayor.
Mr. City Manager, is there a staff report?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, Roberto Chavez will be giving the report. He's the HUD Programs Manager.
Welcome, Mr. Chavez.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Mayor and Council, members of the public. Thank you for your time and attention. I prepared a brief presentation to walk us through some important points on the 2026 through 2027 Annual Action Plan. On February 3rd, 2026, Congress appropriated over $77 billion to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, for fiscal year 2026, beginning October 2026 through September of 2027. HUD distributes these funds nationwide to states, counties, cities, and other territories to benefit low to moderate income communities. On April 3rd, 2026, HUD announced its community plan development funding allocations. With that, the city of Inglewood was allocated just over $1.8 million from this CPD funding. This represents a reduction from year over year of just over 3% in funding from the last year. As you can see by the slide, the CDBG income is just over 1.2 million, and the home funds are just over 600,000. This next slide illustrates a year-over-year comparison from the previous fiscal year. Community engagement and outreach. HUD requires the city to distribute these funds to programs and projects that preliminarily benefit low to low families. Very low to low families, income families, households, and neighborhoods. To program these funds to areas of most needs, the city first provided the public the opportunity to participate in the development of the 2026 through 2027 Annual Action Plan. Community engagement and outreach. So the city prepared a community survey that was available from April 20th through May 18th of 2026. Conducted a public hearing on April 28th, 2026, and held community meetings via Zoom on May 7th, 2026 at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. As a result of the community engagement, some of the suggestions were street and sidewalk improvements, homeless services, healthcare and mental health services, youth services, fair housing advocacy, anti-crime programs, municipal trash and debris removal. The majority of CDB allocation or regulations mandate that CDBG allocations to be used to address the community needs. Due to the limited funding available, staff recommends the funding CDBG programs and services. For administration, 20%. For public services, 15%. Public improvement services, the distribution is the remainder as indicated there. Home Investment Partnership Program. By federal mandate, home programs are strictly reserved for affordable home ownership and rental housing initiatives. The city's available home funds have been designated for new affordable home ownership housing development that is currently in its pre-development phase. And most notably, in January and later on today in this agenda, you'll recognize that the use of home funds were allocated to allocate the funds to over 180 affordable housing units that are currently in development. This concludes my presentation. Be happy to answer any questions.
Is there any comment from members of the public? Hearing none, I'm going to call for the question. Is there a motion to move
Mayor, I'll
1 and
move-
2?
Yes, sir. A motion move 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Madam Clerk, what's the next scheduled matter?
Mayor, are we going to take them all?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
In fact, we're going to take all of the assessment districts, so you can call them by their numbers.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Mayor, we just got a message, and I will get that to you shortly, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds serious.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Mayor, the next scheduled matter, we're going to go from PH 3 to PH 6, and there are public hearings to consider assessing levies for the Morningside Park Assessment District 1974-2. That's Morningside Park District. Then it's for the In-Town Maintenance Assessment District 1975-1 In-Town District. Then we have the Inglewood Street Lighting Assessment District 1980-1 Street Lighting. And lastly, will be for the Darby-Dixon Maintenance Assessment District 1987-1.
Has the notice of all these hearings been given in the time, form, and manners required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Yes, Mayor, notices have been given and the affidavits are on file.
Okay. Have any communications been received?
Yes,
on
Mayor,
these
communication.
matters?
I'm sorry. Yes, Mayor, communications have been received and they've all been passed out.
Mr. City Manager, is there staff report on the matter?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Tony Olmos, the Public Works Director, will be giving the report.
Mr. Olmos, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, Mayor, Mayor of City Council. Tony Olmos, your Director of Public Works. So the item before you, as the City Clerk mentioned, is our annual public hearings to authorize the levy and collection of assessments within 4 separate assessment districts. I'll provide one overall presentation for all 4 districts, and the City Council can then conduct the public hearings. So under state law, an assessment district can be created by local government to provide enhanced services. An assessment, tax, or fee is imposed on properties directly benefiting from enhanced maintenance or public improvements. The local procedure for annual levy and collection of assessments is specified in the Inglewood Municipal Code. In order to determine the cost of supporting the benefits to the district and the levy on the parcels, an engineer's report must be prepared each year in order to legally assess the properties. Engineer reports have been prepared for all 4 assessment districts and are included in your packet. On June 23rd of this year, the City Council set public hearings for this date to consider ordering the levy and collection of assessments on parcels within each district. So briefly, just to touch on each specific assessment district, the first one, the Morningside Park Maintenance Assessment District, was formed in 1974 and it's located near Crenshaw and Manchester in the area south of 84th, north of Manchester, west of Van Ness, and east of Crenshaw. The funding provides for maintenance of parkways, parking lots, medians, decorative lighting, landscaping, and other incidental improvements. Since 1992-93, the annual maximum assessment rate for this district has remained the same at approximately $86,000. Staff proposes that the service levels remain unchanged and equal to those previous years. The next district is the In-Town Assessment District. It was formed in 1975. It includes the areas right around Market Street, specifically the areas east of La Brea, west of Locust, south of Regent, and north of Kelso. And funding is for tree trimmings, street and sidewalk maintenance, sign replacements, pavement markings, and other incidental improvement activity. The annual assessments have remained the same over the years at approximately $72,000 a year. Staff proposes the same levels of service for the next year and does not recommend any increase to those amounts. The next one is the Streetlight Assessment District. This really affects all the properties in the city, and it's for funding maintenance, servicing, and operations of landscape and lighting improvements within public easements and right-of-way. More specifically, it's for maintenance and ongoing replacement of approximately 2,200 City of Inglewood streetlights on major corridors and approximately 4,400 street lights owned by Edison. It also includes retrofitting existing fixtures with energy efficiency lighting. In addition, landscape and maintenance of median and parkway trees and bushes also included. The annual levy for this district is approximately $2.4 million, and we're not recommending any changes to that district assessment. Finally, Darby-Dixon. This district is located near the area south of Century, north of 104th, west of Crenshaw, and east of Club Drive. This is approximately 80% multifamily residential. And this includes funding for maintenance of existing public improvements to streets, sidewalks, parkways, alleys, general landscape maintenance, sanitation, and appurtenant facilities. The assessment is approximately $66,000 per year, and services will remain the same. However, in recent years, the City Council has exercised its discretion under the governing ordinance and elected not to levy assessments within the Darby-Dixon district, and that's staff's recommendation as well. That concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Is there any public comment? Hearing no public.
Mayor,
Oh,
I'll
go
make
ahead.
a motion as to PH 3, 1 and 2, PH 4, 1 and 2, PH 5, 1 and 2, and PH 6, 1 and 2 for their approval.
I'll second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. M1.
Approval of the minutes for the meetings held on June 9th and June 16th, 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Consent calendar. Items 2 through 9.
So
Is there a
moved.
motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR1.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members adopt a resolution updating the city's investment policy statement.
Move
Motion.
adoption.
Is there a motion to
Second.
approve?
Move adoption.
Second it.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR2.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members receive and file the City of Inglewood Comprehensive General Plan Draft Land Use Plan citywide.
Receive and file a DR3 and H3.
Staff report recommending the mayor, chairman, and council housing authority members authorize transactions and agreements for the refinance and partial repayment of the Inglewood Redevelopment Agency loan with Regency Towers Senior Housing LP for the property located at 151 North Locust Street, Inglewood, California, 90301.
Move
Is there-
items 1, 2, and 3.
Hold on 1 second. Is there a motion to approve 1, 2, and 3?
Move items
Yeah,
1,
2, and 3.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members and Housing Authority members, Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. DR4 and H4.
Staff report recommending the mayor, chairman, and council housing authority members approve the development agreement and contract with Sankofa Place LP for the development of a new 120-unit affordable rental housing community located at 400 through 410 Centinela Boulevard, Inglewood, California, 90302.
Move items 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members and Housing Authority members, Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. 01.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members introduced an ordinance repealing Chapter 5, Article 1, Section 19.6 of the Inglewood Municipal Code known as the sale or purchase of more than one handgun within 30-day period prohibited to conform to recent court decisions.
Motion to waive further reading.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye.
I'll
I'll
introduce.
introduce.
Whoever.
We're going to introduce it together.
Co-introducers.
02.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members introduce an ordinance approving the secured property tax rate for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2026.
Motion to waive further reason.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye.
I'll introduce that ordinance and I'll motion to waive the further reading on the adoption.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye.
Move adoption.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. A1.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The record should reflect that the City Council recessed into closed session. All members were present with the exception of Councilwoman Falk. With respect to this item, the City Council received a presentation from legal staff. Feedback was provided, but no final action was taken in closed session. Thank you.
A2.
Nothing to report, Mayor. Thank you.
CM1.
Yes, Mayor, I have a couple of items. First one is if you could close in the name of Robert Braden. He was a consultant, embedded consultant with the city for 12 years, and he passed away last week. And also, if we could send prayers and wishes to Yakima Decatur, who's fighting an illness. Thank you.
Okay. CC1.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. First thing, a community event with Bishop Young. He's hosting with Morningside High School Sunday. It says on Sunday, August 16th at the Miracle Temple Church. I look forward to being there. Also, thank you to Holly Park Knowles for inviting me and my deputy Destiny. We went out and they had voter registration there. We actually got people registered, re-registered. Some people had to change their address, so that was a success. So thank you again to the Holly Park Knowles for the invitation. To our Parks Director, Thomas U-Haul, for the Wood Cup. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A successful event that was with Wood Cup and everyone on the team. I wasn't there, but I know our city treasurer, Madam Angela Allen was there, and she told me all about it. So thank you so much, Madam Treasurer. To Brian Walker, our Director of our emergency services team, and all of his team. I mean, Brian Walker is out of sight. I went down and I saw the Jayhawk Center, and I am overly convinced that Brian Walker is ready to run the world. So, shout out to him because he did an amazing job doing the FIFA World Cup. Have to give a congratulations to my girl, Councilwoman Dion Falk, in her absence on the Music Fest on the 4th of July. What a success. Thank you so much, Councilwoman. It was, like they say, off the chain. Also, save the date. Boatchella, Mayor Butts and myself will be hosting that. We're giving away some MacBooks again, and so I'm excited for that event to be happening September the 15th right here on our South Lawn. And so we want to see everyone there. And then lastly, feel better to my girl, Yakima Decatur. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, CC2.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members adopt a resolution reciting the fact of the municipal election held on June 2nd, 2026, declaring the results and other matters as required by law.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye, CC3.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members receive and file a report certifying the results of an examination of signatures submitted in support of the initiative petition entitled Initiative Measures Amending City Admissions Tax for Large Venues, Removes Annual Tax Caps, and Establishes Tiered Rates.
Mr. City Manager's report.
Mr. Mayor, Harjinder Singh will be commenting on the report.
Mr. Singh.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm going to go ahead and read off the impact report that's been created through the City Manager's Office. Executive summary, a citizen-led initiative petition titled the Inglewood Fair Share Admissions Tax Reform and Cap Removal Initiative seeks to amend Chapter 9, Article 2 of the Inglewood Municipal Code. This impact report, prepared pursuant to California Election Code Section 9215C, evaluates the administrative, fiscal, and operational impacts of this proposed measure. The primary purpose of this initiative is to eliminate the arbitrary annual cap on admissions tax collections for large venues that was established by an adopted initiative in 2015 and reestablish an equitable tiered rate structure based on seating capacity. Based on recent ticket sales, this would result in a $47 to $50 million annual increase in admissions tax receipts. This report establishes the substantive factual and legal basis demonstrating how the current cap structure deprives the city of critical resources, shifts municipal cost burdens onto local residents, and creates severe auditing distortions in modern ticketing markets. Enactment of this initiative will immediately restore tax equity, protect the general fund, and position the city on a resilient long-term financial footing. Pursuant to California Election Code Section 9215C, this report establishes the substantive factual and legal basis explaining why this initiative is beneficial to the fiscal health and overall public welfare of the city of Inglewood. Background and statutory context. Under California Election Code 9215, when a qualifying initiative petition is presented to the City Council has specific legal pathways. Adopt the measure without alteration, order an election, or immediately commission a report under 9212 to analyze the measure's impact on the municipality. This subject matter targets two foundational pillars of local governments. Chapter 9, Article 2 of the Inglewood Municipal Code, the specific fiscal and regulatory provisions governing the administrative assessment, levy, and collection of municipal admissions tax imposed on tickets sold for every event within the city, and affects number 2, the discretionary general fund, the central operational mechanism of the city, which receives all admissions tax proceeds to fund general municipal services and critical neighborhood assets. This report documents the findings across all key areas of impact. Discussion, comprehensive impact analysis. Number 1, the fundamental purpose of admissions taxation and the rationality of tiered rates. The municipal admissions tax is fundamentally designed as a regulatory and compensatory mechanism. Large sports and entertainment venues generate immense, concentrated, and recurring demands on city infrastructure and vital political services, including police deployment, fire protection, emergency medical response, traffic synchronization, street maintenance, and sanitation services. Because these impacts scale directly with the size of the crowd and frequency of events, venue seating capacity serves as the most accurate, objective proxy for the strain placed on public resources. Implementing a tiered rate structure ensures that mega venues generating the largest regional impacts contribute an appropriate, proportional share to the citywide systems that support them. Under the proposed reform, venues with a capacity of 20,000 seats or more will be assessed a 10% rate, while mid-sized venues between 10,000 and 20,000 seats will be assessed a 2.5% rate. This aligns municipal revenue collection with actual operational footprint, correcting a historical imbalance where the largest operations fail to cover the community impacts that they generate. Number two, the legal reality of pass-through taxation and consumer transparency. A critical point of clarity for the public and the City Council is the legal structure of the admissions tax levy. Per Inglewood Municipal Code Section 9-8, the admissions tax is levied strictly upon the purchaser of the ticket, not the venue operator or the event promoter. The venue functions solely as a collection. Agent on behalf of the municipality. Consequently, removing the cap or modifying the rate tiers does not increase the operational cost of doing business for the venue, nor does it impact their private corporate revenue. Imposing an aggregate financial cap on pass-through consumer tax is highly unusual in municipal finance. Under current practices, major operators like SoFi Stadium do not break out the specific admissions tax portion as a direct line on individual consumer tickets. This lack of itemization effectively conceals the tax from the consumer, obscures the exact moment that the annual revenue cap is reached. Once the cap is hit, the venue has been permitted to cease remitting these funds to the city, creating an opaque financial environment that frustrates basic consumer transparency and local regulatory oversight. Number three, correcting the regressive structural subsidies borne by local residents. The existing annual tax cap creates an inequitable operational environment where local residents are forced to subsidize major commercial entities. The municipal costs associated with traffic management, public safety, and roadwear do not cease once a venue hits an arbitrary revenue threshold. Every single concert, game, and tournament hosted after the cap is met costs the city hundreds of thousands of dollars in active staff hours and infrastructure degradation. When the revenue stream is cut off by a cap, the city must draw from its unrestricted general fund to cover these event-related public safety and public works expenses. This diverts scarce tax dollars away from the residential neighborhood repairs, senior centers, youth programming, and local parks. By removing the cap, the initiative ensures that visitors attending events continuously fund the municipal services they utilize, preventing the financial exploitation of Inglewood taxpayers. Number four, resolving secondary ticketing market auditing failures. The modern entertainment economy relies heavily on secondary ticketing marketplaces and resale platforms such as Ticketmaster, StubHub, and Vivid Seats. These decentralized third-party platforms process thousands of transactions daily for events occurring within the city. Under the current system, secondary market platforms have no technical mechanism to track the cumulative real-time tax remittance balance of a specific physical venue. They cannot detect when a venue is approaching or has officially reached its annual tax cap. This tracking failure creates severe auditing friction, resulting in situations where taxes are either erroneously collected from consumers and withheld from the city or missed entirely. Removing the cap establishes a predictable, uniform, and continuous rule across all primary and secondary sales, eliminating tracking errors and maximizing collection compliance. Number five, unlocking monumental general fund revenues for long-term fiscal solvency. The fiscal benefit of removing the annual cap and implementing the tiered structure is profound, introducing a transformative shift to the city's long-term financial capacity. Projected revenue growth. Financial modeling indicates that removing the restrictive cap will increase recurring municipal revenue by an estimated $47 million to $50 million annually. Per Inglewood Municipal Code Section 9-16, 100% of these proceeds are credited directly to the general fund, providing the city with flexible discretionary resources. Strategic allocation and fiscal stability. An influx of this magnitude permanently secures the fiscal health of the city, allowing for the execution of long-deferred priorities, including comprehensive infrastructure modernization, securing robust funding to accelerate citywide street resurfacing, neighborhood sidewalk reconstruction, and long-term water and storm drain pipeline replacements. Public safety enhancements, expanding baseline funding for emergency response personnel, modernizing municipal traffic control networks, and upgrading public safety equipment without depleting general fund reserves. Community investment expansion, establishing permanent, dedicated funding mechanisms for local parks, public libraries, senior assistance programs, and youth development initiatives. Adoption of this measure will allow us to continue to expand our Blue Zone program that maintains the health and quality of life for our seniors. Structural reserve integrity, positioning the city to establish a resilient rainy day fund, shielding municipal operations from future economic recessions, and reducing long-term debt liabilities. Number 6, capitalizing on the impending global economic life cycle. The timing of this initiative is highly advantageous to the city. Inglewood is positioned as the epicenter of the global sports and entertainment landscape, continuing to host massive, high-profile events, including the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the 2027 Super Bowl, and the LA 28 Olympic Games. These historic competitions will bring millions of international visitors into local venues, generating unprecedented ticket sale volumes and premium pricing metrics. If the current cap remains in place, the city will hit its maximum collection threshold almost immediately during the opening days of these events. The venues operating would then enjoy the remainder of these globally televised tournaments completely free of local admissions tax obligations, while Inglewood residents are left to shoulder the immense cost of crowd control, gridlock, and citywide cleanup. Removing the cap ensures that the residents of Inglewood capture their fair share of this global economic activity, transforming international tourism into permanent infrastructure investments for our neighborhoods. Conclusion. The Inglewood Fair Share Admissions Tax Reform and Cap Removal Initiative represents a vital, mathematically sound correction to a flawed municipal tax structure. By eliminating a non-negotiated, arbitrary cap, the measure aligns revenue collection with the actual operational demands placed on municipal systems by large-scale venues. It protects local residents from bearing the financial burden of commercial entertainment, resolves systematic auditing flaws with modern ticketing platforms, and unlocks up to $50 million in annual discretionary revenue to secure the city's infrastructure and public services. Because this current cap was originally established via a voter initiative, any modification or removal of this limitation similarly requires approval by the electorate. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the council before I call for the number of questions? We're hearing no questions.
Mayor, I'll move 1, 2, and 3B.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. CC4.
Staff report recommending the mayor and council members receive and file a report certifying the results of an examination of signatures submitted in support of an initiative petition entitled "An Initiative Amending the City's General Plan Land Use Element in Inglewood Municipal Code to eliminate the city's authority to allow advertising on the public right-of-way and certain available properties."
Mr. Atwell, is there a report?
Yes, Harjinder Singh will be giving it.
Mr. Singh, welcome.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and read off the impact report that has been created by the city manager's office. Executive summary. This report evaluates the severe administrative, fiscal, constitutional, and operational impacts of the proposed initiative measure sponsored by major commercial venue operators, which seeks to amend the City of Inglewood General Plan Land Use Element and the Inglewood Municipal Code to eliminate municipal authority over our advertising in the public right-of-way and on available city-owned properties. A special interest initiative petition funded and circulated by corporate venue entities has been presented under the misleading title of the Billboard Blight Elimination and Neighborhood Preservation Initiative. The true operational intent of this measure is not aesthetic preservation, but rather a direct economic and regulatory effort to strip the city of Inglewood of its municipal police powers and over commercial, visible media on public property. Far from protecting the neighborhood aesthetic, this initiative represents a targeted economic and regulatory strike backed by private billionaires interests to monopolize the local advertising landscape ahead of upcoming historic global events. If approved, it will strip elected officials of land use control, eliminate millions in municipal revenue, and disrupt emergency traffic safety messaging networks, expose the city to immense breach of contract liabilities, and devastate cost-effective marketing options explicitly set aside for local small businesses. Pursuant to California Election Code 9215C, this report establishes the substantive, factual, and legal basis explaining why this initiative is detrimental to the fiscal health, democratic governance, and overall public welfare of the city of Inglewood. Background and statutory context. Under California Election Code 9215, when a qualifying initiative petition is presented to the council has specific legal pathways: adopt the measure without altercation, order an election, or immediately commission a report under Section 9212 to analyze the measure's impact on the municipality. This subject measure targets two foundational pillars of local governance. One, the land use element of the City of Inglewood General Plan. That is the central planning document that establishes the long-term spatial, physical, and economic development parameters of the community. And number two, the Inglewood Municipal Code, specifically those provisions granting the city authority to lease, license, or permit commercial advertising structures within public rights-of-way, transit corridors, and municipal parcels. This report documents the findings across all key areas of impact. Discussion, comprehensive impact analysis. Number one, the surrender of municipal sovereignty and subversion of the state-mandated general plan process. The primary mechanism of this initiative is a direct assault on the democratic process and the legislative authority of Inglewood's elected officials. Under the California Constitution, the City Council is tasked by the voting public with maintaining the city's general plan and zoning code to steer the economic and physical development of the community. State law requires that land use planning be a holistic process, balancing aesthetics, housing, infrastructure, and economic growth. This measure establishes a dangerous, undemocratic precedent. It demonstrates how an ultra-wealthy individual or corporate venue operator can use a single-issue ballot initiative to surgically carve out sections of the municipal code. This shatters the statutory planning process, replacing professional city planning with chaotic, corporate-driven zoning laws. By spending millions of dollars to force an amendment onto the ballot, a private entity can strip regulatory authority away from the city. This strips power from the elected officials whose explicit job is to protect the public interest, effectively allowing private capital to dictate public land use policy to the detriment of Inglewood residents. Furthermore, this initiative attends an end run around the judicial system. In June 2026, the Los Angeles County Superior Court soundly rejected the legal challenges brought by these venue operators against the city's billboard program. The court confirmed that the city acted entirely within its legal police powers and that the public right-of-way agreements are lawful, valid, and structured to serve the public interest. Having failed to secure a favorable judicial outcome, these corporate interests are now deploying a ballot initiative as an alternate mechanism to subvert the established judicial precedent and circumvent the final judgment issued by the Los Angeles County Superior Court to the direct detriment of local voters. Number two, fiscal impact, elimination of guaranteed multi-year general fund revenues. The financial consequences of this measure would be immediate and severe, permanently impairing the city's general fund operating capacity. The City of Inglewood is currently party to long-term right-of-way agreements with WOW Media, consisting of an initial 20-year term with 2 10-year extension options, creating a potential 40-year maximum network life cycle. Number one, annual operating revenue impact. The city currently collects up to $6.3 million annually in discretionary revenue from billboard displays. This comes from the 50-50 share of gross advertising revenues that the city receives from these large format structures. Two, the direct kiosk pipeline. In addition to large billboards, the network features an authorized footprint of 60 street-level kiosk structures hosting 108 digital faces. Under this specific expansion framework, the city will receive a 40% revenue portion of gross advertising revenue. Because these street-level assets have not completed their initial 24-month rollout window, the city has not yet drawn kiosk revenue. The current $6.3 million baseline represents only a fraction of the network's true financial capacity. Total contractual life cycle loss. While these standard baseline historical modeling tracking, a 2.5% inflation rate over a modest 10-year life cycle is approximately $70 million. The true life cycle valuation of the entire master sign and kiosk footprint is significantly larger. Stripping this network eliminates a compounding, highly lucrative public asset right as it expands towards full operational capacity. Unlike restricted grant funds, these advertising dollars represent discretionary general fund revenues. This funding directly supports essential public safety services, emergency response teams, park maintenance, library operations, and community youth programs. Eliminating this revenue stream would create an immediate structural deficit, forcing the City Council to consider painful choices, including severe cutbacks, service cutbacks, or potential tax increases on local residents to maintain baseline municipal operations. Number three, severe infrastructure degradation across public systems. Stripping this recurring revenue stream from the general fund creates an immediate structural deficit. Specifically, the city relies on $7.3 million annually from the city's general fund revenues to directly support citywide infrastructure projects and critical capital improvements. Without these advertising dollars, the city would be forced to scale back or delay critical capital improvement projects. Discretionary advertising revenues are routinely leveraged to fund, repair, and maintain municipal assets that receive insufficient state or federal grant funding. Defunding this allocation triggers an immediate backlog and a severe expansion of deferred maintenance across key municipal systems, namely street and highway networks, sidewalk and pedestrian paths, water, sewer, and storm drain systems, and public facilities and community assets. Number four, censorship of municipal free speech and destruction of emergency information networks. The initiatives threaten the city's constitutional right to commercial speech and restrict its ability to communicate effectively with its residents and visitors. Under the current digital billboard program, the city retains guaranteed access up to 10% of total digital display time across the entire network at zero cost to local taxpayers. This synchronized digital footprint functions as an automated municipal and emergency public information network. Enacting this measure would immediately eliminate the city's access to these modern visual networks, disrupting key commercial tools that include real-time traffic management, the inability to dynamic route traffic during massive entertainment and sporting events hosted at SoFi, the Kia Forum, and the Intuit Dome, leading to gridlock on residential streets. Two, emergency and political safety alerts, immediate loss of high visibility platforms used to broadcast amber alerts, silver alerts, severe weather warnings, and critical law enforcement updates. And three, public health and civic communications, loss of platforms used to inform the public regarding municipal elections, town halls, street closure notices, water conservation mandates, and community health resources. Placing a total ban on public right-of-way communication limits the city's free speech rights and isolates municipal leaders from an effective, instantaneous public messaging system. Number four, weaponizing the visual landscape against local merchants. While major sports and entertainment venues possess multi-million-dollar marketing budgets and massive on-site digital displays, Inglewood's small business community relies heavily on affordable, local visibility. Per the city's existing agreements with digital billboard operators, specific provisions guarantee that a portion of the inventory is carved out to provide localized, low-cost advertising at a 75% discount for small businesses operating within city limits. Destruction of the level playing field. Next to multi-billion-dollar enterprises, local mom-and-pop shops cannot afford commercial rates inside private stadiums. Eliminating the right-of-way network completely dismantles this 75% subsidized, high-visibility marketing avenue. Removing the public right-of-way displays strips local merchants of their only viable, high-visibility marketing medium within city limits. Anti-competitive monopolization. By dismantling the city's public right-of-way signage network, this initiative effectively forces local businesses out of the visual landscape, consolidating all advertising power onto the hands of multi-billion-dollar private venues. The timing of this measure reveals its true anti-competitive intent. With global attention turning to Inglewood for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the 2027 Super Bowl, and the LA 28 Olympic Games, international brands are prepared to spend unprecedented amounts on local advertising. This initiative is a calculated attempt by stadium operators to completely monopolize that visual territory. By killing the city's right-of-way network, private interests can capture corporate sponsorship dollars for their own gain. This exposes a profound corporate double standard. This initiative does not eliminate digital signage in Inglewood. It merely eliminates the signage that generates the revenue for the public benefit. The net effect ensures that Inglewood residents shoulder the traffic management and municipal service cost of global events, while private venue operators retain 100% of the commercial windfall by externalizing those civic burdens onto local taxpayers. And number 6, exposing the exposure to massive legal liabilities and breach of contract claims. Beyond the immediate erasure of recurring revenue, adoption of this initiative exposes the city to catastrophic legal risks and severe financial liabilities. The city is currently bound by valid, court-validated contractual agreements with digital billboard operators who have already invested substantial private capital into localized site acquisition, structural engineering, and infrastructure deployment. Forcing the unilateral termination of these binding agreements via a retroactive general plan amendment constitutes a direct impairment of contract. Consequently, the city would face immediate high-stakes breach of contract lawsuits and inverse condemnation claims, with demands for damages conservatively estimated in the tens of millions of dollars. The immense fiscal burden of defending this multi-front litigation and satisfying any resulting judicial judgment or settlement would fall entirely upon Inglewood taxpayers, creating a severe and self-inflicted drain on public resources. Conclusion. The proposed billboard blight and elimination and neighborhood preservation initiative is not an aesthetic protective measure. It is a highly calculated, anti-competitive regulatory maneuver funded by corporate venue operators to secure an absolute monopoly over the Inglewood advertising landscape. By systematically stripping the city of its constitutional police powers to manage public rights of way, this initiative sets a dangerous precedent where private capital can dismantle the state-mandated general plan process for corporate gain. The consequences of this measure represent an unprecedented multi-front threat to the city of Inglewood. If enacted, it will instantly erase millions of dollars in guaranteed long-term general fund revenue, triggering a structural deficit that will directly compromise public safety, community programming, and essential infrastructure systems like street sidewalks and water utilities. Furthermore, by destroying the city's integrated digital traffic information network, it compromises public safety logistics as Inglewood hosts monumental global events, including the Super Bowl and the LA 28 Olympic Games. Finally, it inflicts severe economic harm on local mom-and-pop businesses by eliminating their only access to affordable, high-visibility marketing, all while exposing local taxpayers to devastating breach of contract and inverse condemnation lawsuits. Because this initiative benefits an elite corporate minority at the extreme expense of Inglewood residents, local small businesses, and municipal infrastructure, it is inherently detrimental to the public welfare, fiscal stability, and democratic governance of the city.
Is there a motion for 1 and 2?
I'll move 1, 2, and 3B.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. Council members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. CSA 2.
Approval of the minutes of the meetings held on June 9th and June 16th, 2026.
Move approval.
Second. Madam City Clerk.
Successor agency members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. We'll adjourn the successor agency. The Housing Authorities in session, H2.
Approval of the minutes for the meeting held on June 9th and June 16th,
Move
2026.
approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Housing Authority members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. Adjourn the Housing Authority. The Finance Authorities in session, F1.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting held on June 9th, 2026.
Move approval. Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Finance Authority members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. The Parking Authorities in session, P1.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting held June 9th, 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Parking Authority members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. Adjourn the Parking Authority. The JPA is in session, JPA 1.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting held June 9th, 2026.
So moved.
Move approval. Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Joint Powers Authority members Gray.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. We'll adjourn the JPA. There are no appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. Public comment. Persons wishing to address the City Council on any matter connected to city business not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time. 1 minute. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Ayana. I am 17 years old, and I'm the president of my school's Young Black Scholars Club. I was also hand-selected to represent my high school at California Girls State, a mock government program made to give a platform to show what democracy looks like. What I learned there was that elected city council members are supposed to listen to the community. By not enforcing body cam footage, you're doing the opposite.
Thank you, ma'am.
But you are a liar. Stop making false narratives. It is disgraceful to stand before a pastor, speak from the pulpit, and go on the radio telling the community that officers said Brian appeared to be hiding something when the audio from the traffic stop tells a different story. Let the community hear the first 2 minutes of the traffic stop. During that conversation, the officers never explained why Brian was pulled over, and they never stated that he appeared to be hiding anything. With more than 30 years of law enforcement experience, you know that if an officer truly believes someone is concealing something or poses an immediate threat, standard practice would be to address that concern immediately, not continue asking where the vehicle came from or request a driver's license and registration. Brian had both. When he told the officers he was going to retrieve the paperwork, the situation escalated. The officer panicked, became emotional, deployed a taser, and forcibly removed Brian from the car. The community deserves transparency. Release the audio to the community and let the facts speak for themselves.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here we go again. We kind of missed you, Mr. Butts, but here we are.
Yes, you too.
No, you didn't. Welcome back to our
I
movie.
did.
Mr. Butts, the lies that you continue to broadcast on the radio and to the Inglewood community must stop. You were not there, or were you? You can answer that question for me. On the eve of March 10th at 9:36 p.m. So how can you justify actions or comments regarding the murder of Brian Bostic? Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to this community. Brian Bostic was murdered by the police department. We still have no video footage because the police department still has no body cams. What happened to him in those 14 minutes when it only took 5 minutes to drive him, transport him from the scene to the police station, and then arrive unalived? Answer those questions for me, Mr. Butts.
Thank
We
you.
are here. We not playing checkers. We playing chess. Meet us at the game.
Thank you, ma'am.
Justice for Brian Bostic.
Hello, my name is Acacia. I'm 12 years old, and almost every Sunday in my summer break, I've been outside in the streets of Inglewood supporting the family of Brian Bostic. I've made green flower hearted by the gate where he'd been murdered. In conclusion, to keep it short, although I'm young, I know for a fact that no family should have to go through what they went through without justice and answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Diane Zambrano, and I've been here a lot longer than that person who said we didn't have anything. I remember when we had the first hospital ever in the entire state that delivered paramedic services. I remember when we had considered the best in Southern California education system. I remember when we had a downtown with department stores. So if you haven't been here that long, please don't say it did not exist. But since I'm on a roll and you're into canceling meetings, I'm gonna hope that somewhere someone decides maybe we should honor Jesse Unruh. His significant date is coming up, August 4th. Jesse Unruh from Inglewood, California, is the man who wrote the Civil Rights Amendment that we seem to be disregarding. We took down the Constitution and the Bill of Rights from the first floor to put the picture of our current elected. Isn't that sad that we now honor sports and rappers rather than the man who gave us all the individual rights to live in this community?
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Fredricia Dixon. I'm a resident of District 2. I'm also a certified mayoral candidate for the November 3rd election. Mayor Butts, a couple of months ago, you read the medical examiner's report, but you only read an excerpt. I want to read off another portion, which is page 1 of 13. It says, number 10, this is the medical report summary. It says that Brian Bostic had minor blunt trauma, abrasions of the forehead and left cheek, curvilinear abrasions of the bilateral wrist, lacerations of the inner lower lip mucosa, focal intermuscular hemorrhage of the left temporalis muscle. The report also reads, at 9:26 p.m., a physical altercation ensued between the officers and the decedent, necessitating the use of an unspecified type of force by police officers prior to handcuffing the decedent. So I am asking for transparency.
You're at time, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yeah, oh, yes, you can. You can have 15 seconds. Go right ahead.
Would like to hear the report from the City of Inglewood's Police Department. We have not had any answers in regards to what actually happened, and all we're asking for is transparency. Also, half of our community, more than half of our community, are Spanish speakers. So I request that we have our city council
You're at
meetings
time,
in
ma'am.
Spanish.
You're at time, ma'am. Ma'am, you're at time. Ma'am. No good deed goes unpunished. Now, with that, we'll close public comment. And we'll.
Thank you. Can you check to see if
Mayor.
we have it?
Mayor, there are some public comments on
okay.
the phone.
Go right ahead.
Phone number 213-840-7008. Please unmute your mic and make your comment.
City clerk.
Okay, moving on to Community Room A.
Thomas, how many in the queue?
Oh, there we go.
All right. Am I on? Can they hear me? All right, they hear you. Am I on?
Go right ahead, you're on.
It's good to see Frederica Dixon. I ain't seen her in 4 years. Nice white suit. But where has she been? Her claim to fame, she's done saved schools, but what school did she claim? We gotta stop playing. Now, where did Gloria Gray become the enemy? She been sitting on 2 seats for 4 years and everybody's mad. But every comment from the public, the commenters, if you go to the Wild Billboard Medias, it's the same comment. Now, let's not start there. When I got to this meeting, it was so egregious. I was watching the meetings from home. I saw the comments attacking Gloria Gray. I said, I ain't gonna let that happen. Where we sit there talking about transparency, I don't necessarily agree with Gloria Gray for running for mayor, but are we sitting there all of a sudden Gloria Gray's the problem?
You're at time, Miss Marvin, your time. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Mayor, there's one on the phone.
Okay, another
Zoom.
phone
I'm sorry,
comment?
Zoom.
C. Brown, go ahead and unmute and make your comment, please.
Legal aspects of the case of Brian Bostic, but yet you go on KGLH and make all these accusations about, how he was under the influence and that the family just needs to, get with the program and just admit that, it was his fault. Then you go before the Church of God and you speak on Brian Bostic at the church. You won't give the platform to the family members of Brian Bostic to speak on their truths and what needs to be told to the public. You should stop doing this, Mayor Butts. I know that you're more intelligent than that. Okay? And if you continue to look at what Mayor Mrs. Dixon read in the coroner's report. Hello, can you hear me?
Here you go. You got another 20 seconds, sir. You cut out.
Okay, yes, sir. And in that report of the coroner, it says that he also had fixation. Okay, so fixation means that he was choked. So if you're gonna read something, read it in its entirety, or just don't say it at all. Let it play out in the courtrooms, because what you're doing is all you're doing is that you're showing up, but you're not playing the game. Okay,
your
the proof
time,
is in the
sir.
pudding.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment. We'll go to council comment. Councilwoman Gray.
Thank you. I want to briefly address a matter of continued significant public concern. I want the record to clearly reflect that I had absolutely no involvement in the decision to deny members of the Brian Bostic family or any other members of the public access to a city council meeting. I was not consulted, I did not request it, and I did not support it. When I took the oath of office, I swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That oath requires me to respect and uphold the constitutional rights of every person, including the First Amendment rights to speak, to petition their government, and to participate in the public process. Regardless of anyone's position or viewpoint, every resident deserves to be treated with dignity, respect, and fairness. I believe it was important to make my position clear for the record, and I remain committed to the oath I took and to the constitutional rights of every member of this community. And now we'll share with you some activities in District 1. Several Fridays evenings ago, I attended the ordination of District 1 own Deshaun Coleman at the Center of Hope. And also, Deshaun was ordained as a minister, and Jason Scott was ordained as an elder in the church. I also attended the Darby Park 10th and 11th Avenue Block Club meetings held this past Saturday, June 27th, and last month, of which Deshaun Coleman is the president. Great information was shared. That was at the Block Club meeting. I also want to congratulate my grandson, Michael Ector, who ended the school year with a 4.8 GPA. He is number one in his class at City Honors Preparatory School. I'm a very proud grandmother. I also want to wish a happy birthday to my granddaughter, Amalia Ector Jones, who recently graduated. I'm proud of all my grandkids. A great time was had at the summer block party held at the Hollywood Park Knolls this past Saturday. Great food, vendors, and people. Thank you for coming out. I want to thank Gina Marquez, the regional property manager, for facilitating it and for inviting me as a special guest. Congresswoman, you see some of the folks who attended there. Also, Congresswoman Waters and Mayor Butts did attend. And thank you to the city clerk for being there with your booth. And I know you did have some folks that signed up to vote. Also, Emergency Management Services, I believe, was there, and everyone who came out, Centinela Hospital also. One last thing, I want to remind you of the Family Unity Day, August 29th. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Padilla, District 2.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things, as we all know, we had the FIFA World Cup hosted here in the city of Inglewood. So I want to thank all the community that came out to support the Wood Cup portion of that event. It was a great opportunity for folks to get together that perhaps couldn't attend the game, but could come down here to the city of Inglewood and participate in watching the game on the big screen in downtown Market Street. And support our businesses along Market Street and our vendors that came in to sell. So thank you to everybody that participated in our Wood Cup. Putting together an event like this from a public safety perspective takes a lot of work. I mean, you're working with folks from local, state, federal agencies. You've got volunteers. You've got just folks with ham radios. Everybody wants to be a part of it, and they were a part of it. But I want to thank Brian Walker. I know Aisha had mentioned him earlier, but Brian represented the city of Inglewood and took the bull by the horn and just really did an outstanding job of getting everybody together. We had so many moving parts, not only having the hub of the EOC at the police station. We had parts of it here at City Hall, at other off-site locations, but it all came together. They worked together. And I mean, just, congratulations to all the folks involved, but a shout out to Brian Walker, an amazing job taking the helm and getting it done. So thank you to him and his staff and all the folks. I want to remind people, coming up on August the 4th, right here behind the police department and behind City Hall is our National Night Out and our Classic Car Show. We will have different vendors and booths and entertainment, and I'm hoping to get, at least 50 or more classic cars out here. But it's just a great opportunity to thank our public safety, specifically our police officers, for the work they do each and every day, risking their life out there. And kudos to them for always doing that. It's a very difficult job,
but I want to thank our police officers for always being there for us. I also want to let folks know we got the District 2 picnic and chili cook-off coming up. That's on the National Night Out. Folks are saying, what day again? August 4th. It'll go from 5 p.m. till 8:30, again, right behind City Hall. District 2 picnic and chili cook-off coming up Saturday, August 15th. Starts at 4 p.m. till 7, and then at 7, we transition to the movies in the park. We right now are confirming at least 10 to 12 chefs for the chili cook-off, and we'll have 3 judges, and we're going to be giving away through raffles that are all free. No, but we're going to be giving away a bunch of raffle prizes that are all free, bicycles, scooters, and some other stuff. So come on out and enjoy this community event. Thank you.
Go ahead, Councilman Morales.
Thank you. Just briefly, some of the same stuff. Thank you. Dion's not here, but she did a great job on the Music Fest. Real big shout out to staff. I mean, there was a lot of them out there in the heat, and they make it happen. So thank you, Thomas, you all, as well for the Wood Cup. I think what a great way to show the world who we are. But yeah, everybody says Brian Walker and his staff. I mean, it's amazing how something so great, so big shows up here, and he handles it with the big boys. So he did a great job and made us look good. That's all I have, Mayor. I know we have another one to get into.
Well, I got to tell you that actually, Brian and the staff showed we are the big boys. I talked to so many people from federal and other local agencies, and they were very impressed with how we handled this. And so with that, I'm going to close in the name of Robert Braden, and we're adjourned.